So this video is going to be a little raw. So this is your trigger warning. I honestly did not think I would share this part of my testimony on here because I'm not trying to give glory to trauma. Okay. And I'm probably going to get a little emotional. But I feel like I'm supposed to share this. So please stick around. I've shared before that I went through years of addiction. And I've lost a lot during that time. And we all have different rock bottoms. But one of the things that very few people know that I lived through is the trafficking side of things. And most people, if they know me outside of this platform, know me personally, and they see this video, this is your warning to keep scrolling if you do not want to hear. If you are going to judge me, if you are going to leave hateful comments, move on, okay? Because people that survived and are alive today who lived through something like that deal with a lot of shame and guilt. And we beat ourselves up enough. We don't need other people doing it for us. So during my addiction, I was in a volatile relationship for almost 10 years. And I stuck it out because I had this hole in my heart of longing to be loved. And I've shared that a few times that, somebody had said to me one day, which was what my dad said, that, Megan, he could not give you the love that you were desiring, which was the love of Christ, because he didn't know Christ. So you were asking something of him he did not have. But in trying to gain love from somebody, and I truly believe a lot of women struggle with this, and trying to find that person who is going to love us, that a lot of times we settle, and we are willing to compromise, and we are willing to lay down everything that we like. We're willing to change everything about ourselves to try to make that person love us. And when you are an addict and you have no sense of self-worth and you already have trauma in your life that you are running from and trying to numb, you kind of get to a place where nothing matters to you, about you, or your life. And the last 2 years of my addiction, there was a lot of hurt caused and a lot of pain. And being trafficked is a whole nother level of torment and trauma. And I want to say, for anybody who has anything to do with posters that are posted into bathrooms about, hey, call this number if you need help, or if you're not in a safe place and you're needing help, call this number. One of the things I would like to say is, if you really want them to call somebody, you need to have a hidden phone in that bathroom, because they're not going to have a phone with them, or the phone that they do have will be searched through. The other thing is, we're not allowed to be alone unless we are in a locked room somewhere. So there are a lot of, and I'm talking really slowly because I'm trying to choose my words very carefully, so there are a lot of things that people are not aware of, they're just kind of oblivious to. But let me say this, that I know I lived through that time period because God wanted to use my story to help others. And there are a lot of amazing ministries that are rescuing women and children that have been trafficked. And there is help out there. So don't give up hope. The other thing is, be brave. Be brave enough to fight. For me, since I had no self-worth, since I had lost all sense of what mattered in life, because my life did not matter, I didn't want to fight anymore. And I struggle with a lot of triggers because of that. And in my life now, other relationships are still affected. Even though I have walked through a lot of healing and freedom, there are still a lot of things that my viewpoint has been skewed due to living through that. And I share that with y'all because you need to understand that if you are a person who is married to somebody who has lived through a lot of trauma, or if you yourself have lived through a lot of trauma and you're with somebody else in your relationship, y'all have to take that into consideration when dealing with each other. But what I would like to say is that the moment I broke and cried out to God to save me from this life, because it was by my own doing, by becoming an addict and falling into these things, I opened the door for other things to happen to me. So it's not that I'm not taking any responsibility, because of course there were actions on my own that got me into such a bad place. But God heard my plea. my cry, and he is the reason I'm alive. He rescued me. Yeah, it came through getting pulled over by a highway patrolman when I was headed back to Tulsa one night, and I will never forget that highway patrolman because he saved my life. And one day I'm going to get to come face to face with him. I'm going to make a part 2 going further into this. I love y'all.